Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is Kenji here again. I'm back again. It's been a while since I've done a live streaming or recorded my last video. How's everyone doing? It rained over here where I'm at, and it doesn't really rain down here that much in SoCal, so I thought it might be a good idea to live stream today. It feels very special today since it rained. And it's funny because when I was going to school at Berkeley, I didn't really like rain that much because it was raining so often. So every time I would go to class, I would get really wet and soaked, right? So I hated the rain because every time it rained, I was soaked, and especially in the morning class, it was so hard for me to wake up. And then when I go to class and when I'm walking to class, I get so wet and it just feels kind of gross, right? So but somehow I like rain now, right? Because it doesn't rain that much down here. Hey Arthur, good to see you. Oh, where are you, Arthur? It's raining down there too? Yeah, well, I think it stopped raining. It's a little sprinkling now, right? I think it's my first time to see you, Arthur. Do I know? Have you been have you came on my live stream before? I don't know. Good to see you either way. Yeah, Berkeley. Oh, you're at Berkeley? Nice. Are you going to school there? Used to go to school there. Well, anyways, thanks everyone for coming on my live stream. So I actually was thinking about I was thinking a lot about how to lead my channel recently, because it's been kind of hard for me to record videos lately because it's kind of hard to I don't know why, but I've never really got used to recording myself. And every time I record my video, it feels very awkward still, right? So yeah, that's why it's been really hard for me to record another video. But live streaming, it hasn't been that hard. Actually, I kind of prefer live streaming because I get to interact with you guys real time, right? So it's better. I feel like there's more feedback. But when I record myself in the video, I don't get that feedback, and I still feel like I'm just talking to myself, which makes it really, really weird for me to record, right? Hey Kiki, good to see you. I recognize you. I have been watching your videos. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Hey Lennon, I'm funny. I'm funny as fuck. That's funny. Thanks for the compliment. So I've been thinking a lot about my videos and about my channel, how I'm going to run this channel going forward, because I definitely want to keep it consistent, right? And the last thing I wanted to happen is that I just stop recording myself and I just quit, right? I feel like that's the worst possible scenario, which I don't want to do. And I was asking myself, okay, how can I make this YouTuber experience as pleasant and easy as possible for me, right? And also for the viewers as well. And I think I am going to do more live streaming going forward. And for the separate recorded uploaded videos, I am probably going to clip the parts of live streaming and as I talk about different topics, I'm going to upload the edited version of the live streaming so that I can still keep it consistent to upload I guess separate videos of me talking about different topics. But like I said, I think I'm going to talk about more of the topics during the live stream more going forward, if that makes sense. Hey May, good to see you. Hi. All right. Oh wow, more people are trickling in now. Let me see. So yeah, I hope that it works out. And I'm also launching a membership. So the full version of my recorded live stream videos is going to be only visible to members. And hopefully, I don't know, like I'm just trying out different things so that I can still make some profits off of recording my videos and uploading them and from this channel, right? And just trying my best to keep it going. All right. Okay. Well. All right. Lennon says, Kenji, what made you want to battle the cancer? Was it mostly your mom and sister forcing you? I mean, it's like, what other choice do I have? Do I just quit life? I don't think that's I don't know. I don't think that's a good way to I guess it's most my family for sure, right? I have my family member that wants me to see me alive, and also I just want to give it a shot, right? I mean, it's not easy to want to, I guess, battle this cancer while going through chemo, especially because there's so many side effects that I wish it wasn't there, and sometimes I just want to quit, right? Especially when the side effects are really, really severe. But I don't know. I don't want to give up yet. I feel like I still have a good chance of surviving this and, beating this cancer. So, all right. Yeah, good to see you too, Kiki. I think it's your first time coming on my channel, isn't it, Kiki? All right. Do you really have cancer? Yeah, I do really have cancer. I wish I didn't have it. I actually have my last round of chemo, which is 5th round of chemo this Friday, so in 2 days. All right. Okay, so but anyways, in this live stream, I'm going to talk about, as I put on my title, right, of my live streaming, things you own end up owning you, right? So this is a particular specific topic I want to discuss in this live streaming. I have a little story to share that relates to that philosophical statement, right? So this dates back to when I was 23, 24. That's when I have dropped out of school and I wasn't sure what I was doing with my life. And during that time, I was working part-time here and there, right? So I was making a little bit of money. And at that time, I did not have a car. So until that time, I never had a car, right? And I finally was able to get a car during that time. And with the help of my dad, my dad has promised me that. So once he promised me that, like, Kenji, if you get into good school, so whether it's UCLA or UC Berkeley, I'm going to get you a brand new car. And I'm going to get, like, at the time I wanted a BMW, right? So I was like, okay, Dad, like, how about a BMW? Like, can you get me a BMW? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll get you a BMW. That's a promise he made, right? So I really truly believed it. But then when I got into college, he never followed through his promise, which is a different story. I'll talk about later in a different time. But anyways, when I turned like 24, 25, I was ready to get a new car. And yeah, my dad helped me to put a down payment for that car. And the car that I got was Mini Cooper. Back then, like when I was 23, 24, that car was pretty popular when it came out. And I kind of liked it, right? And the girlfriend I had at the time, she also wanted that car. She didn't have a car. And she wanted that car too. I was like, okay, like I might as well get it. I wasn't too into that car, but I mean, it wasn't too bad, I guess. So let me roll on my window. It starts to... It's reading again. Okay, let's see. All right. Anyways, yeah. So my dad helped me with a down payment. I think he helped put down like $15,000, and the price of the car at the time was, I think, including the taxes and fees and all of that, it was around $32,000, $35,000. Yeah, like in the $30,000 range. Anyways. So that I ended up getting that car, and it was a brand new car, right? And it was also my first car, and I was like really, really excited to get that car, right? But at the time, I was not like, I barely got a driver's license too, so I barely knew how to drive. So it wasn't very smart, I guess, for me to get a brand new car because I still was kind of rusty with my driving skills. But anyways, I wanted a new car, so I got it. And like I said, I was really excited initially, right? I was really, really happy, overjoyed. And I just couldn't believe that I had such a nice car at such a young age. And I don't really necessarily come from a rich family or anything like that. So it was definitely, I think, luxury, right? A privilege for me to get that car at the time. But that joy, that excitement, right? That happiness only lasted about maybe 1 or 2 months, right? That initial high you get from getting a new things, right? Like it's like a fancy toy, especially for a guy, right? When they get a new car. But the reason why I say that only lasted for a month or two is because what happened is that every time I drive it around, right, I would get really, really anxious of running that car and wrecking it because I was not good at driving. I barely knew how to drive, but also it was a brand new car. And another thing was that when I would, like, let's say I go to Walmart, right? Like, I park that car and I go in, and as soon as I go into like a store, I'm constantly thinking about, oh, like, what if someone scratches my car? What if like someone dings my car door, right? Like, what if like someone just keys my car just intentionally because it's brand new, right? So as soon as like I walk into the store, instead of like focusing on shopping or focusing on what I need to get, my mind is completely filled with this thought, like, what if this happens? What if something happens to my car? Someone does, like, keys my car, right? So my mind is like completely distracted, right? And this happened like, yeah, as soon as like that initial high from getting a new car faded, now like I was constantly preoccupied with this anxiety, with like all these possible things, bad things that could happen to my car. And yeah, and this would happen like when I go to work too, right? So like I remember at the time I worked at this vitamin store, right? That supplement store. And I would intentionally park my car right in front of my store so that I have, like, I can see my car, right? I have an eye on it. And while working, like, yeah, there are customers coming in and out, and yeah, they would like park their car if like the spot right next to my car is empty, it's not taken. Yeah, they would park their car right next to my car, right? And I'm like looking at them, like trying to see if they end up, dinging my door or dinging my car. Because someone like sometimes people are not careful enough, right? And when they swing their door open, sometimes it hits the other car, right? So, like, instead of focusing on my work, I'm like distracted and like looking at my car and the other driver or customer, like if they end up dinging my car or hitting my car, right? And yeah, this happened like every time I would go to work, and I was so distracted. And if you think about it, it's not a pleasant feeling for your mind to be just constantly just worried about someone just doing something or damaging your car, right? Because I feel like that's kind of almost, I don't know, just very not productive, just useless. It's useless for you to just constantly think about just something happening to your car. But that's what happened. And that's why I have saying that, or I have a statement on my live streaming title, things you own end up owning you. Because if you think about it, I own this car, apparently, right? But did I really own it? Once that car, like once my whole mind was just revolving around, what if something happens to my car? Like, do I really own it, or does a car own me? Because at that time, or once that happens, I feel like you're not really owning that car. Like, you're not owning your object anymore, right? Because you don't have that freedom of mind that, or you don't have, like, you don't allow yourself to be kind of detached from that object, right? Like, I feel like when you are so attached to something, that's when, and your mind gets really preoccupied and even obsessed with that certain thing that you own, that's when your freedom of mind is taken away, and that thing you own actually ends up owning you, right? And maybe if I, like, at that time had more money, like if I don't know, if I feel like at the time or looking back, I think I probably bought a car that I couldn't afford in the first place, if I'm like so preoccupied and obsessed over something so trivial, like such as a car. I don't think it's a healthy mindset. I don't think it's a healthy experience, right? But anyways, that's what happened, and I think that's what happens to a lot of people too, right? When people buy stuff. Hey, Jay Funny, good to see you. When you buy stuff, like when people buy stuff, they start to get obsessed over it. You don't have to speak Korean, it's okay. But once you start to obsess over certain things, certain like stuff you buy, and you're constantly thinking about that object, and your mind is completely, filled with that thing you own, right? You're giving control to that thing you own, right? And when you give your control, let me see. So reconnected. Okay. All right, there you go. Hey, I'm doing okay in it, bruv. Thanks for asking. Yeah, like when you allow yourself to be preoccupied and to be obsessed by the thing you own, yeah, you lose complete control over that thing completely, right? And you lose that freedom, sense of freedom, to actually truly be able to enjoy that thing you own. Like why, like if you think about it, I think the reason why we buy things, right? The reason why we own things is so that we could actually gain a certain pleasant experience from owning it, right? But then if your experience is ruined from owning it, like, do you truly own it? Like, are you actually truly reaping the benefits of owning something that is supposed to give you, I guess, a positive, pleasant, happy experience, right? Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Like, I'm quite behind the chat. Hey, Clown World Junior. Good to see you. Right. So, lately I have been thinking so right now I own Honda Civic, right? And this car, it's a good car. I really, really like it, but it's definitely not one of those luxurious, expensive cars out there. And it's funny because, yeah, right now, like whenever I drive this car, I take it to everywhere, and I don't care. Like, I don't care if like someone dings my car, if someone scratches my car. I don't care. I don't have to care, right? Because I don't feel like obsessive over this car because it's just a regular car. And I feel like this car's like almost paid off too. And I feel like this is something like I can actually afford to buy and actually afford to be able to enjoy. Right? And if something happens to my car, so be it. Like, I'm okay with it. But let's say like I've been thinking lately about getting a new Tesla, right? Which is something I can't actually afford, but I don't know, like I sometimes just fantasize about it. I think if you lease it, it's like more affordable. And lately I've been fantasizing a lot about just, you know what, like I might not be able to live for another year. Might as well just fuck it, and just, why don't I just go out there and just buy it, right? Just enjoy the present moment, right? So I was telling myself, like, should I go get it? Should I just go YOLO and just buy it? But then on the other hand, I'm thinking, okay, like, what if I buy that car, I buy the Tesla, right? And what if that same experience happens to me again? Because Tesla is a nice car, right? It's a very fancy car. I think it's such a nice car, and it's expensive too. And I'm just very, very afraid that same thing might actually happen again, right? Because I cherish that car so much, I value that car so much, that now like this fear of like something happening to that car kicks in again, right? So I think it's such a double-edged sword when we get something we value so much, we want so much, we like it so much, we give like so much control to that object we own. At the same time, on the other hand, what happens is that like it's followed and accompanied by that fear of like losing that thing, or that thing getting damaged or being stolen and whatnot, right? So I feel like that's why I say it's such a double-edged sword when we actually end up being able to own what we really, really want. And I'm pretty sure there are exceptions for some people, but at least for people like me who are very sensitive and I don't know, who are very anxious, I think we tend to have this tendency where we feel like when we own something we really truly really value, it's a given that we're going to have that anxiety around the object we own. Hey the wall, Mala. Hey, how's it going? So I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. So yeah, even if like I really want that Tesla, especially Model 3, I think it's such a nice car. It's kind of like very sleek. The newer one is very sleek, and I really like the design. And yeah, even if like I really want it, on the flip side, I'm thinking like, oh man, like what if the same thing happens to me again? And I would never want to go back to that time where I was constantly just getting so anxious and getting worried about like something happening to my car. And when you look up like on Reddit, people like to get getting keyed their cars, especially Tesla. I think there's a lot of hate on Tesla models too, though. Right, so it's truly possible that it could happen. So I don't know. Right. Oh, it's nice weather, by the way. It's raining more, sprinkling more. I really like it. Yeah. In it, Burov says, simplest to life is sometimes the best. I really agree with you. And I think for people like me, simple life is probably the way to go. Because our mind is just constantly just so complicated already. And I don't think we have to complicate our mind even more by just buying things that we don't even need. Right? And sometimes we just buy things that we don't even need. I mean, I think there's a place certainly to buy things we truly want. I think it's about like finding the balance between our wants and needs, right? And just solely focusing on the needs, I'm not sure if that's the best way to go, right? Sometimes, our wants could actually even become needs too, because we want it so much. And there's nothing wrong with that either. But it's just that, like, I think we really have to think hard about ourselves, like what truly gives meaning for our life. And a lot of times, for me, often the things I thought I believed that I wanted was actually turned out to be something I actually didn't want to begin with. But sometimes I wanted them because maybe I wanted to impress other people. I wanted to maybe impress strangers, right? I wanted to be perceived as someone maybe superior or someone I'm not. So we sometimes, we do end up buying things we don't even want or need, but just to impress other people, right? All right, Jay Funny, good to see you. See you later. Thanks for tuning in. Supa Yoshi, have you ever thought about making a Discord server, Kenji? It would be a great way to connect with the community. This has been suggested a couple of times when I started my channel, and I've thought about it, but I just don't know if I'll be able to keep up with it. So, not yet. Maybe if my channel grows even bigger, I might think about it. But I don't even know like how many people will sign up for a Discord channel. I honestly feel like my channel is slowly dying because my views have been gradually just decreasing. So I was kind of getting worried the other day. So that's also the reason why I'm trying out new things, like trying to do more live streaming and less videos, and just trying to clip out the content or parts of the live streaming. And actually also I'm trying to roll out the membership as well. So like this live streaming will be visible to actually those the two members only. So I'm just trying to just think of different ways to, I guess, this make this channel, keep this channel like sustainable, right? I like the very first reason why I created this channel was to, I wanted to just share my ideas, share my insights, and also learn from other people, for my viewers as well. But another reason is to actually make money too, right? I don't really make that much money from my job, and I was hoping that this could be my side income too. All right, let's see. Oh, you have not been getting the notifications for are you talking about my live streaming, Mojo Mariposa? Because like I think you, in order for you to get notifications, you would have to turn on notifications for my channel, but I don't know if you already have it turned on and you're still not getting the notifications. If that's the case, I think I would check your phone settings for notifications maybe. Alright, SG707 tag. In my opinion, buy a car where if someone bumps their shopping cart, if it bothers you, then that car was too expensive for you. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You know, actually, yeah, someone bumped their cart the other day to my car, and I didn't really care that much, right? I really didn't care. So yeah, this Honda Civic I have right now is not too expensive for me. I'm glad. Right. Alright. Super Yoshi. A good amount of my family members try to impress their friends to fit in. I never felt that way, but it's very common. Yeah, right. Right. Also, I think I don't know about the American culture, but I think it's very strong in the Asian culture where we try so hard to impress other people, like to try to impress other family members, to try to impress, other just random strangers you don't even know. Also try to even, the worst, or you know what the worst thing is, you trying to like impress the people you hate, right? I feel like that's the worst. That, like, in the Asian culture, that's why like status symbol is like everything. If you go to Asian market, like you'll see there's so many BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, like you name all these like expensive cars, it's there, right? It's I feel like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like when I find myself in the Asian market versus American market, I definitely see a high ratio of like more luxury cars in the Asian market. I don't know if it's because Asian people are maybe more rich. I don't know, but definitely I feel like it's deeply ingrained in our culture to value status symbol. So yeah, and I struggle with it too, though. I'm not an exception, right? I don't want to sit here to pretend like I'm not one of those people. I do care about status symbol too. So a lot of times I really have to try hard to kind of hold myself back from wanting or buying nice expensive like name brands, whatever, right? So like a lot of times when I end up buying nice things or name brands, I try to focus like if it's actually worth the money, right? So I really like luxury or name brand, like sporting brand, right, such as North Face or Patagonia. I think like when you buy like winter jackets, I think those stuff are worth extra investment. But even North Face or Patagonia or other higher tier name brands don't guarantee quality, though. Sometimes you end up getting a really shitty product. For example, like the other day, I bought this like what do you call it? winter jacket, what do you call it, like down jacket, and it from North Face, right? And it was shit. Like the zipper was so bad quality. It was so harsh. Like it wasn't smooth at all. So like every time I try to zip it up, it would get stuck. It wasn't smooth at all. It was so rough. So I had to return it. And I don't know if it was I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a bad apple, right? So I went on their website then to read the reviews, and it was actually a lot of other people were experiencing the same problem with that specific jacket, saying like how the zipper was very tough. So a lot of people had to return it. So keep in mind that like name brands don't always guarantee quality, but I think it just increases probably the chance of getting a good product compared to maybe cheap like brand, right? Yeah, all right. SG Tech, you own Tesla? Oh, nice. Double insurance cost. I heard also, yeah, insurance is expensive for Teslas, right? Yeah, which model do you own? Do you own a Model Y or Model 3 or Tesla truck? Model X, S. In it, bruv says, I think everyone struggles with that. It's not just the status, but also the internal validation, to be honest. Yeah, right. 100%. Internal validation. Internal, external validation. Again, I think it's okay. It's okay to feel internal or to want to feel internal validation or even external validation. We are all humans, and I think that's how our brain is wired, to want that validation. I mean, like me doing YouTube channel, me doing this live streaming, I'm pretty 100% sure there's definitely a factor of me wanting that external and internal validation, right? From you guys and from myself, right? I want attention too. I like attention, right? If I didn't like attention, why would I do live streaming? Why would I even start YouTube channel, right? But that's not everything, right? That's not everything, or that's not the entire reason why I started this channel. But it's part of it. And I think it's okay, like as long as it's that like desire to want validation from other people or even from yourself, it's kept at a healthy level. I think it's okay, and I feel like it could be even beneficial, right? Because when we want validation from other people, when we want validation from ourselves, like sometimes that leads to that's what motivates us, right? To want to do better, to better ourselves, right? To want to make more money or to go to even higher education, to learn more, right? So I think that's okay. See, Super Yoshi, I can definitely see that in the Asian community. Most of them hardworking. That's why they are so successful and smart. Yeah, they also, yeah, the work ethics, right, is very deeply ingrained in the Asian culture. So that's why they work so hard. Yeah, you're right, definitely. All right. Tech says, even things I own might get kicked out. My home property tax went up by 30%. Rent is cheaper. Oh wow, your home property tax went up by 30%. That's insane amount of increase. What state are you in, SG Tech? Hey Patrick, good to see you again, Patrick. I recognize you. Oh, you own Model Y, SG? That's nice. My sister owns a Model Y too. I've just driven it once just to see how fast the acceleration is, and it was insane. I actually got scared. It was so fast, and like there's no build up to it, just takes off, right? It's just that acceleration is just instant. It's just out of this world experience. And no matter how many times I tried it, it was like every time I tried it, I would get scared. I could not just get used to the experience. It was just so fast. Oh, Maryland, everyone raising tax is crazy. Yeah, I think I feel like the cost of living, it just gets higher and higher just every year. I mean, I'm not too knowledgeable on this like topic, but one thing I have heard is that middle class in America and across the globe is getting destroyed with all these like hiked up taxes and cost of living for groceries and just everyday expenses going up. And the thing is, the thing about taxes is that you never see it go down usually, right? We have like what kind of taxes do we have? Like we have property taxes, right? We have sales taxes, right? Income taxes, capital taxes that you pay for for owning stocks and selling it and whatnot, right? We have like business taxes, corporate taxes. We have like so many different taxes, and we get taxed to like to death, I feel like. And sometimes what happens is that we get taxed on stuff we already got taxed. For example, Social Security, right? Social Security income. I feel like that's a form of tax already. So like when you get Social Security, like why do you still have to pay taxes on something we already got taxed on? I feel like that's really, really unfair. But yeah, so like I feel like taxes is what is going to really, really affect the middle class and the lower class significantly, especially just moving forward too. In it, bruv, real wage growth has been falling behind inflation recently. Right. Yeah, I mean the wage, the real wage cannot really keep up with the inflation, right? That's another thing. So there is nominal wage, right? Nominal growth. But when you actually compare it to I believe nominal wage or nominal growth is like just the numbers of your wage at a face value, right? So let's say your salary, right? Your salary went up from 60K to 62K next year. And you feel like, oh, like your salary, your wage went up. But then let's say inflation went up by like 9%, which has actually happened in the past, right? Last year especially, the inflation was really, really high. So the nominal salary wage may make it look like your wage went up. You're making more money, but in reality, the real value of your wage actually went down because of the inflation. So I think you have to be really, really careful. So like on paper, it may seem like you made money, you're making more money, but you're actually not technically because of the inflation. So the value of the money went down, right? So I think, but this is what really trips up a lot of people and also fools a lot of people when they look at their when they renegotiate their salary or the company decides to give you like a tiny increase for your salary. You feel like you're making more money, but you're not. You're really not. That's why at my current company, I really, really wanted to push for at least like 13% increase or 15% increase, but I couldn't get that. But I'm still glad. Like I think I ended up getting like 7% increase, which barely matched inflation, right? But I'm still glad I got it. But it's just that it's not much of the increase as you think it is. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Okay, guys, so I think it's about time to wrap up here today. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for coming in and tuning in. Okay, and I hope if some people or you guys sign up for my membership. So this live streaming will be available for members only. And yeah, again, thanks to everyone. It was really really nice to see you guys, and I hope to see you guys in my next live streaming. Okay, all right. Take care, everyone. Bye.